Yes, 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 yes. Welcome to the smoke out. We back in the building, people, once again. Man, what's happening with that Epstein list, man? What's going on with the Epstein list? You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about some of that today. We gonna discuss some of that. We gonna get right down to some of that other news. Got that coming straight to your face, you know. Me and my dog, we gonna come through with this one. Uh Minus the chop track tonight. He, had some family situations he had to deal with, birthdays and everything, celebrate with the family, you know what I'm saying? But anytime, Chop, you come through, you listening, brother, you already know, man. Hop on and say what you gotta say, you dig? Motherfucking choir room is always open for a note or two. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because some of this stuff we really not gonna hash out too much about uh what's all the hoopla. We just gonna bring y'all some stuff, see what's out there, because this has been a long going convo with Blunt Talk. We picked up a lot of stuff from the Epstein thing. We talked about this numerous of times while the case was going on with the Gasoline Maxwell situation and everything. Gasoline Maxwell locked up right now.
That's
She
right.
locked the fuck up right now. And they saying
Hmm.
this is possibly could have. There's no list. There's no, wait, what? So we gonna get into all that too, people. I ain't gonna hold us no much longer. Ah, yes, it's your dogs in the building. I am Silent Child 17. Gods, huh?
And I'm P dot on the spot. I'm sorry, I'll hit the mute if I mistake.
Okay. Yeah, boy, get that mute finger right, boy. That's what's up. I like it. I like that. I like to hear that. So what's happening with you tonight, Pete? What's going on, brother?
Man, blessed, and beyond blessed, bro. Just trying to keep this work energy going. The super hit me up as soon as I walk through the door. Hey, bro, you want to work tomorrow? Hell yeah, I want to work tomorrow.
Get it in, huh, bro?
Hell yeah, make that extra dollar while it's being offered.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Yeah,
3 straight weeks in a row.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome people to the Smokeout. That Gaming Pro 65. What's happening with you? Appreciate you coming through, always showing that love. You know what I'm saying? We gonna definitely get it popping. I'm gonna let NO have shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let NO shit.
I'm jealous.
Hey,
Peanut butter and jealous.
let NO drip. You there? Let them know what we doing. Let them know where we come from. Pete, what's been happening with other news, bro? Cause I'm ready to drop this other news on you, bro. I'm ready to do this, bro.
Okay, I got a couple of
What's
things for
happening?
in other news.
You got some stuff for me,
Um,
bro? Let me know, bro. What's
yeah, I got a
happening?
couple, bro. And these videos I do not like because the shit happened to me. It was all an accident, but this shit was blatantly um done on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I want y'all to check this one out. We're just gonna get right into it. Check this out.
Okay.
Is it playing? Come on, video. Don't do that to me.
25, but going to a bar, having fun while leaving your kid in the car, that's a new low.
There's a car on my block right now with a little girl inside of it, and my neighbor's been down here for like 20 minutes. She's sitting down here in the car, windows closed, and we don't know if she's at her parents is up the block at the bar, but either way, why is your kid sitting in the car by herself on the floor on an iPad? Like, that doesn't make any sense. This car right here.
Now, what I want y'all to pay attention to is the fact that the girl said, my neighbor been down there for like 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out who the owner of the car for, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a child in the car. strapped up in the back seat in one of the little car seats. Bro, I didn't even want to play the other video because when the lady they had been tapping on the glass, shining the light in the car, trying to get the little girl to wake up. When they finally did get that window open, the little girl woke up. The cool air must have woke her up because she was out. Now think about it. This at nighttime. They said they had to go find this girl. Check it out. Look what she do.
For the light. Shorty got her kid in the car for 45 minutes.
So 45 minutes they said.
Got the license plate. And it's all on camera. Calling the cops. Cause how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You didn't even leave the windows open. You corny. Mad whack. Let me make sure. This
Crazy
is the
work.
car. That and that's Shorty right here. That's her right there. That's her right there. At a bar. At a bar.
At a bar.
I'm not. Savage. Nothing.
Like I always say, Karen's about
Let me sit down. So, like I said, in another video I had found, this little broad was so caught up in whatever she was doing in that bar. All she did was pull a car around, park the car in the alley. The same people that confronted her the first time walked around the alley and saw that same car with the little girl in the car. That's the video that let me find this one, the initial video.
Hmm.
Now, me having had that happen, like, you know how you're so used to pressing the button when you get out the car to lock your door, not really realizing you ain't got your keys in your hand and you got all on for it. Bruh, done locked my children in the car about 2, 3 times, right? JP, Jefferson Parish, is one place that don't play that shit. Soon as we realized we locked our child in the car, we called JP. JP come out. Here's the thing. They got the tools to get in the car. But by law, they can't do nothing about it. They literally would tell you you gotta call like Papa Lock or something or break the window because by law they can't enter into your vehicle even though you're requesting assistance for a locked child in the car. I guess that law has changed by now, but nigga, I asked one of them boys for a hanger off of one of the uniforms. That nigga gave me the hanger and watched me break in my car. Like, hey, you can't say I'm breaking and entering. I called you here for assistance. You telling me you can't help me? If you got a hanger, just give me a hanger. I'll do it myself. So what's your take on the sister in the ball?
Yeah, I'm thinking about why the police can't get in the car. Like you could open the door, they just gotta unlock the motherfucker. That's how I'm thinking
Right.
about it. But I don't know, P. It's some crazy rules, bro. But yeah, I
Well,
mean, for Round to be doing what she was doing, man, she wasn't even worrying about it, P, bro. Like she, it wasn't
she
even in
was
her
on that
mind, bro.
fuck
She
your
was trying to
children
go
time,
get,
huh, bro?
yeah, bro. She was like, man, fuck them kids, man. I'm gonna give me a drink, man. The fuck? Trying to go,
I ain't got no babysitter. Fuck
yeah.
that. I'm going to the bar anyway.
Let my
Asking for
people
it, bro.
see the sight.
Now,
Alright, so
the first thing coming to my mind is, how long the little girl been in the car? That's number one. How long this poor child been in this car? Number two, what if they'd have let that window down? Like, and guess what? She ain't even let the window down enough to let a good gush of air come through the car. She just put a crack in the windows. And that was enough air for the little girl to wake up. So how long were you in that bar that the sun done set? This child sitting in there in a fucking what they call that? felt. What that material is? It's soft.
Hey,
It is
I was about to say vinyl, man. I'm tripping.
uh suede. No, not suede.
Nah, you know,
It's
I
something
know what you're
soft.
talking about.
It's something soft. But that a
I know what you're
onesie,
talking about.
and it don't look like it's cold out there. So this child sitting in that car with that hot ass fucking onesie on, probably sweating bullets. What if that child would have been dead, bro? I think they would have had the right to whip that girl ass right there on the spot. Nah, fuck the cops, bitch. I'm about to whip your ass right now, right now. You don't leave no child in no car. I don't care. I don't care how serious it is, bro. Don't leave them
You
children in
be
that
doing,
car.
yeah, be doing too fucking much, because ain't nothing that serious, bro. Come on, bro.
Not no man, no woman, no drink, no nothing should be that serious to where you leave a child in the car that length of time. And like they don't really know how long the little girl was in the car, because like they said they was down there for
Yeah,
45 minutes trying to find
everybody
out
don't be wanting them
who
fucking
the owner
kids,
of the
bro.
car was.
They don't be wanting
So
them kids, P. They don't be
just
wanting them, dog.
a tool for some money.
They don't be wanting them,
So
bro. They be tolerating, bro.
bruh,
A lot of
that's
times
just
that shit,
crazy.
a lot of time that shit just is fucked up all kind of ways, bro.
All right, I got another one for you. And this one here is kind of weird too. Well, it's not weird. It just shows the innovative side of life, right? I think I got one more after that, but I'm gonna play this one first. This one ain't before the second long. Check this one out. Now tell me what y'all think of this.
Eliminate traffic delays during road work. Switzerland built a bridge you can drive over, while road work happens underneath. They're assembled on site into a full bridge, piece by piece. By morning, traffic flows again, right over the construction zone. Cars drive over at 60 kilometers per hour, while workers safely repair the road below, shielded from traffic, rain, and heat. Once a section's done, the entire bridge lifts and rolls to the next spot. It's a perfect blend of efficiency, safety, and innovation, redefining how modern nations tackle road maintenance. This is how Switzerland keeps 70,000 vehicles moving without stopping for road work. No traffic jams, no detours, just smart engineering on the move.
There it
What
is,
you think of
P.
that?
I think we got nothing but fucking robbers and thieves that live in the U.S., bro. And they definitely, and they robbing good, they
Probably the
robbing
shit out
friends
of
like
us.
me and you. This shit
All
crazy.
of
Your
these
tax
people
dollars
built
is going to vacations, nigga, in Bahamas and
vacations,
fucking what?
fences,
This
and
shit
houses.
crazy, man. Them people
Dude,
did that right quick.
right quick. Overnight. And by morning, traffic could drive clean over that bitch like ain't nothing ever happened. Dog, could you imagine how much time and money that would save taxpayers over here? No wonder everybody say Switzerland is like one of the best countries in the world to go live in. The healthcare is off the charts as far as economic wise.
Yo, P,
Education
your
is
mic
up there.
messing up.
Oh shit. So the healthcare is off the chart, right? Economic wise, they are one of the leading countries economically. Medically, they're in the advanced stages of medicine over there, because a lot of stuff that we find out about medicine come from over that way anyway. You know what I'm saying? So for the ingenuity to be there to where these guys could make a full bridge while they do road work underneath to repair, fix it, bruh, that could save tons of money and headache for travelers. Think about it. People over here that got to deal with road work, road conditions and shit like that when they trying to go to work, only to be hit with construction zone after construction zone after construction zone. That shit get to be aggravating, dog. And one thing we know about our city, they love doing construction around hurricane season. I never understood that shit. Okay, well, here's an ingenuitive design for you. You ain't got to stop traffic, block no lanes, none of that. Put this bridge up, let these people drive over this bridge, boom, boom. While you doing the work, the bridge, while they doing the work, the bridge is being driven down the street. Fuck, no way. So the bridge moving while you doing the road work. Man, come on now. What
Yeah.
up, Commissioner Eisen? Welcome to the show.
Tell about
What
you
up,
really
DD504?
say you sound bad, bruh. I
Uh-oh.
was telling you, your sound
Wait, let
kind of
me adjust
sound
my
bad.
mic.
We could hear you. We could hear you, but it sound chippy.
Okay, I'm about to
You'll
see
go
if
to
I
your
can adjust my mic.
you could go to your next one, bruh, if you got that one. Let me speak on that right quick. I hope I don't sound chippy. How it sound? Essen. I don't know.
Commissioner
Something like that.
Eisen.
Um, Ke, you just come in here talking about the mics. Um, the just the sweeping alone, Pete, is something that you know what I'm saying. It just should be automatic. Like we should see that on a a uh a good 5 o'clock, 5:30 morning, where you got to get up as the same hours as the sweepers. Stuff like that, bro. That should just be automatic, bro. It shouldn't be like a where we got enough people to just go here and go there. No, you're supposed to have that in each area, bro, for the type of money that gets uh pushed through and you know what I'm saying, the little that stays, bro. Like like it's crazy for us not to have a lot of these things that Switzerland have, man. Man, even their healthcare and their system is crazy, man. I mean, they have a lot of stuff that the US could probably take from, but I don't know, if we on the same page over here like that. You know, it just seems like they have more of an understanding of what's going on as far as the economy goes. Uh, I think we bicker a lot here in the U.S. about how the economy should be ran, and it fucks up the working man who actually just want the best for everybody. And sometimes they don't stop and look at that when they making their money when they sitting on the yachts and shit, or stealing your
Mm,
money from fundraisers
taxes.
and donations and all these other
Taxes.
little things they try to hide when they launder money. So
Read my lips.
yeah,
Oh, new taxes. That was the biggest lie I ever told. What? Nigga tax the fuck out of us.
yeah, you sound better too, P. So you could go to your next one, brother.
No, actually, I think that was it. Let me double check. Oh, wait, nope, nope, nope. Hold on. Oh no, that was it, bro. That was the
Yeah,
only two I had.
give me the one with the grandma then. I ain't gonna even hold you. Plug me in with the grandma. We gotta
Fuck
talk
your
about this shit.
grandma.
Cause I also have an article I want to read from the article too, P, when we go through this, because I don't want people to be misunderstood when we go in on this. This is Blunt Talk Nola.
Okay.
I hope they know this. I hope they know this.
Exclusively with the longtime member of one local church who was dragged out of service by deputies.
That happened in Scott County. Now, that encounter happening at Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church on Father's Day. 3 Inner Side's Chris Fields shares her side of the story with you. Chris?
Well, that's right, Howard. On one hand, members say they were trying to do the right thing and speak out against the pastor after not abiding by church bylaws, but court records reveal a different story. Now, according to these documents, it turned out that a church deacon was assaulted months ago at the hands of some members, and as a result, they were asked not to return until things were resolved.
I was wrestled to the floor.
One got my right arm, twisted it. I said, "Oh, you're hurting me."
That's how longtime member Allie Thompson recounts what she calls a painful and chaotic Sunday morning. 3 on Your Side obtained exclusive video of the altercation at Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church. Thompson could be seen being dragged out of the mother's board section and out the door by 2 Scott County deputies. According to Scott County Sheriff Mike Lee, she and other members received court-ordered letters not to attend services any longer. However, Lee told us they violated the court's order and came to service anyway. Others learned Sunday they were stripped of their longtime positions.
I am the Sunday school teacher here, and Mr. Johnson came in this morning and said that his pastor had asked him to teach the Sunday school lesson, and he's taking it over. I was not informed.
Now you may ask, what led to the big blow up? Well, Thompson claims there are several things, including speaking out against Pastor Charles Bell's leadership.
He called himself appointing a finance committee. The church did not put that in effect. We have bylaws and rules that we govern.
Thompson also claims other leaders of the church are not being included in church business.
Why he doesn't include my husband, who is the oldest man here in the church, who is the oldest deacon, I do not know. He makes decisions without his knowledge.
3 on Your Side did some digging and found several things filed in Scott County Chancery Court. Back in 2024, leaders of the church filed a restraining order and preliminary injunction against 7 members, including Thompson. It claimed that those members assaulted a deacon both physically and verbally on September 15th, 2024. He had to be hospitalized. It goes on to say that all those defendants verbally threatened and assaulted the pastor, first lady, and other members of the church. Now, Thompson filed a statement to the church's lawyer saying she had no involvement in that altercation.
All the preachers that have been here and gone, if you get in touch with them, they would tell you that I have been a faithful warrior. Nothing but welcoming, greeting guests that comes in.
3 on Your Side requested to speak with Reverend Bell Sunday about everything that has transpired, but was told he wasn't available.
So, Chris, tell us, what is next for these members?
Well, great question, Maggie. Their membership now lies in the hands of the congregation, and Thompson says the church will have a meeting later on this month to officially vote them out.
All right, thank you so much, Chris.
All right, Chris.
Go ahead, Pete. Give me your take, bro, right quick, bro. What you think about this, bro? You're on mute too.
Before we get to the article, I gotta say that it sounds like some shady shit going on with that preacher.
Yeah, go ahead. Before I get to the article, that's
Because
what I was saying. Before I get down to the article, yeah, just give me some thoughts right quick.
If we know anything, when the preacher trying to do something he ain't got no fucking business, that motherfucker first appoints a finance committee that nobody in the church voted on, right? Not the motherboard,
Take over
usher
the
board,
finances. Yeah.
deacon board. All of those are the boards of the church. Everything got to go through them. So in order for anything to happen, you got to get them out the way. And that's all the people, the Sunday school teacher, the mother board, deacon board, usher board. That's the 4 main boards of the church right there that have control and power. They literally outride the pastor. So at the end of the day, in order for you to get the things that you want done as pastor, you got to get rid of them. Now, you saying that he was assaulted by, or somebody was assaulted and had to go to the hospital, verbally assaulted and physically assaulted in 2024. What that's got to do with right now? Because why, if it happened in 2024, did you wait till now to have all them people banned from the church, so to speak? You see what I'm saying? So it sounds fishy. And then for the news people to try to get in contact with you, if you had nothing to hide, why aren't you able to be found or spoken to because of said incident. And you can't say it's because we still investigating. The investigation never happened because you ran to the court, pressed charges, probably lied on them old ladies talking about they assaulted you and sent you to the hospital. So I don't believe it, dog. I think it's some fishy shit going on.
Okay. Good points, Pete. Good points. We're gonna go right into this one right here. This is from WLBT3. Uh, Elderly woman dragged out of Mississippi church by the sheriff deputies. Okay, blah, blah, blah. She said I was wrestled to the floor. One got my right arm, twisted it. I said no. So that's the part we saw, people. At the church. Um, that's how longtime church member Allie Thompson recounted what she calls a painful, chaotic Sunday morning. The incident happened at Mount Olive, MB Church in Scott County on Father's Day. Okay, now let's get down to some of the nitty gritty. We saw her dragged out. We saw that. She was yelling. We saw that part. Okay, um as a result, they were asked not to return until things were resolved. However, Lee told us they violated the court's order and came to the service anyway. Sheriff Lee wants to make it clear that his deputies did everything they could to remove Thompson from the church without incident. We watched the video, people. We watched the video. She refused for quite some time. Other members of the church learned that they were stripped of their long-time positions. They go where you was coming in at. I am the Sunday school teacher here. Mr. Johnson came in this morning and told me his pastor asked him to teach the Sunday school lesson, and he's taking it over. I was not informed, said Addie Johnson, who served as Sunday school teacher for decades. So this is what you was referring to, correct? Like these sudden changes that he's having at the last minute with the church and things like that.
Yep.
Now I just want to just give me a quick so I could just just put everything together, people. So this is what's going on, people. He called himself appointing a finance committee. The church did not vote on that. We have bylaws and rules that we govern by. So who's the new nigga on the block, Pete? Trying to do all this new shit when we got shit that we all linked up on and we already know. These are the elders. I thought you're supposed to listen to your elders.
All right.
People, you gotta listen. That's how the church go, people. You gotta go by the elders.
If you don't do nothing more, you better listen to them elders when they're in that church.
That's why the priests and nun in the Catholic churches get their props how they get their props. Like it just is what it is. That's not up for debate.
That's not up for debate.
Yeah, that's
with
just how it's supposed
the
to
motherboard, usher board.
That's how you make sure. Yeah, that's how you make sure everybody is in order and everything is in order for the flock, as they say. You know what I'm saying? All y'all supposed to be on one accord. Now you can't. Now you could appoint people and stuff like that, but there is supposed to be some type of voting that goes on when you're doing this.
Facts.
So what was that quick transition about? That does seem fishy, P, to me too. I'm with you on that. That shit seems flaky as a motherfucker. You just come all of a sudden. Now you got a whole finance committee. Even the Sunday school teacher is out of here. Like what we doing? Like,
I
you want that whole little click out because she was with grandma? You want the whole click out?
You gotta dismantle the power structure from the base.
Okay.
That's how you dismantle them, bro. You gotta dismantle them. In
Or they
order,
say cut the head off the snake, as they say too, huh?
yeah, that's right. In order to keep it moving, you got to get rid of some people. And the first person to go was the lady on the mother's board. So that's the powerhouse of the church.
So that's how they. So this is So like you're saying, the order he went in is kind of like a dismantling, like you said. He said,
Yeah, what they call
uh,
that, a hostile takeover.
yeah, yeah. However, Lee told us to violated the court's orders and came to the service anyway. Well, I read that. Other members of the church learned that they were stripped of their long-term positions. I'm a Sunday school teacher. Johnson came in the morning, said she no longer the teacher, and then the finance thing. Okay. Thompson also claims other leaders of the church are not being included in church business. Why doesn't he include my husband, who is the oldest man and deacon of the church? P? Man, the deacon. How you don't let the deacon know what's up, though? How you don't let the deacon know, though? No, you don't let the deacon know, P. That is crazy work. Three on your side did some digging and found several things filed in Scott County Chancery Court. Back in October 2024, leaders of the church filed a restraining order and preliminary injunction against 7 members, including Allie Thompson. It claimed that those members assaulted the deacon, both physically and verbally.
Which deacon?
So now you that's why you got my husband in this sense. Damn,
What
dog.
deacon?
I know we beefing, but we all supposed to make these decisions. It's like you just like say, fuck it, we about to just excommunicate y'all completely. I'm about to change up the finance team. You can't even work Sunday schools if y'all going with a you can't do that. That's some Mormon shit right there, P.
Yeah,
P, that's some Mormon shit right there, Nick.
you excommunicated. What?
Damn,
Bitch, how you gonna
that
excommunicate
man
me from
really
the church?
trying to excommunicate.
Bruh,
I'm
think
talking
about it.
about
Them
decades.
probably second generation members of that church.
That's what I'm telling you. Decades, them lady said, man. The lady said she was doing Sunday school lessons for decades, nigga. Or for a
So when
decade,
you
one or the
think
other.
about it, so a
That's
decade is
still
what,
long.
10 years, right? A decade
Yes.
is 10 years. That lady probably like 70 something years old. So she been doing Sunday school teaching since she was like 60 something. Probably been a
Mm,
member of that church since she was in her early 20s, or
right.
probably younger than that. Think about it, bro. Like I said, these probably second generation members of this church. That church ain't that old. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you, a new pastor here, coming in trying to change shit up on these people, and them people not it. Bro, one thing we know about the elders when they get up there in age and they get to a church.
Hmm.
You're not about to
That's the
come in there
thing.
and
We
try to
don't know how
disrupt how they
long.
been having. But I'm just saying, think about it, dude. You not about to disrupt how them people had that church going. That lady done already
It
see
ain't just
all the
well,
pastors that
they
done
can't
been
do
there,
that
they
neither. But I
gone.
get what you're saying though. But they can't do that neither. Remember, let's just stick to the rules, P. They have a governor and a government, and that's how
Right, a
and they gotta
church
vote
government.
on stuff. He can't do it and set up no
They
coup and
can't do
shit, and they can't do it setting up no shit. And you know what I'm saying? They like the lady said, she has a great point, bruh. You're supposed to vote on that and all that. You're supposed to go by the rules of the church, bruh. Just because you're the pastor now and you run it, you can run it how you want. That I guess that's true too. But once you make a commitment to people, you got to look at it from your word
their
perspective, bruh.
perspective.
Now you
Right.
can't even keep your you can't excuse me. You can't even keep your word, pastor.
Nope.
You can't even keep your word. So how many members that's gonna come to your church that you
How
trying to
many
get?
members gonna vote in your favor? You gotta
He acting
remember.
like he not even voting no more. That's what I'm saying. So now you just trying to get asses in the seats. How many asses you gonna get in the seats with bad reviews on social media is what I'm saying.
And ooh, I ain't even think about that. Not just social
Come on,
media.
P. I'm
Remember, it
telling
went
you.
to the news.
You never make your church be the butt of
The
something like
jokes.
this. something like
Yeah.
this. Or you could say that, even because some people probably is got all kind of memes and shit about this. But looking at it from that perspective as a pastor and knowing that it's part business too, how does
Right.
that look for your business?
Poor.
And
You
bro,
conducted
bro, you
business
throwing old
poorly.
people up. Boy, you calling the police on old people at the church, bro? You don't think nobody gonna tell him that?
On the real. Instead of
Yeah,
just
bro.
letting them letting them people do what they do. You know what I'm
See,
saying? Just
Pastor,
let them
bro, what
be.
you doing, though?
But
What
that's
happened?
something I never
But look,
understood,
but
bro.
look, this the
Why is there
thing
such
though.
a
But this the
power
thing.
struggle with pastors
Look,
in the
be,
congregants of the church?
because that's what it is. It is power. It's pure power. So it's also a it's
Control?
mind. Yeah, it's mind type of thing. You know what I mean? That the tree that the dog pissed on. You know,
You keep
it's
pissing on
that
it, it's
type of
eventually gonna die.
mentality. It's that type of mentality, bro. And these people shouldn't be treated like that, though, bro. Like they,
No, not at all.
and
Not at
like I'm
all,
saying,
man.
like through a business mindset, if you're gonna look at it like that, bro, how you bringing more people to your congregation to hear the Lord's word, bro? If you can't even, get your core foundational congregation to rock with you, bro. They saying y'all down bad, and bro, and y'all done beat the deacon up, Pastor. What you got going on, Pastor?
Well,
Pastor,
the
what you
reason
got
they
going
saying
on?
that them
Man, that man was
7 people,
hospitalized.
include they saying
Man,
that
try
them
to tell
seven
you,
people, including them two old
hey
ladies that
deacon,
we see,
what deacon you
beat
think
the
that
deacon
was?
up.
The lady just
Man,
told you, man. My husband is the deacon, man. That lady just told you, my
no,
husband is
listen,
the
listen,
deacon.
listen, listen. It,
What?
that's why she saying what she's saying. Why he don't confer nothing with her husband, who's the oldest person and the
Yeah, cause
oldest
they
deacon of
beat
the
him
church?
up, and I'm speaking as a
No,
person
no,
that's,
no,
huh?
no. What the pastor is alleging is that them 7 people, including the two old ladies, beat up another deacon. And that's why he doing
Oh,
what he
all right. I'm
doing.
about to say. Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's why he doing what he doing. Otherwise, it would be all calm in the herd. You know what I'm saying? He using the fact that that deacon probably said something to one of them older women and got popped in the mouth for being reckless. Oh, I gotta go to the
No,
hospital.
that
What
man
your
got
hospital
jumped.
records at? By a group of old
That
women.
man got jumped.
They beat him with
That
the Bible
man,
in the purse.
that man got jumped. And
Well,
Allie
he's
Thompson,
he
and
didn't he, he
And
didn't
Allie
mind
Thompson is the lady. Allie Thompson is the lady who who got kicked out of the church by the police. Who the police came got. That's the lady in the church. That's the lady who was with the 7 people with the charge.
yeah.
Correct. And they
Mm.
saying, and she's saying they wouldn't even talk to my husband. So they had beef in the church in 2024 where Allie little group beat somebody up, and she tried to come back, or
That lady said,
she was still going to the
you,
church.
what that lady said, you not running me from my house.
we
You're not gonna run me out my house.
we didn't vote on this shit, man.
And that's the other thing. So when you
Hold
look
on,
at
bro.
it, now they're saying that they're gonna have a vote sometime later this month, right?
Hmm.
Who's gonna vote in your favor, Pastor? Now, remember, how many of them people come up in that church under that Sunday school teacher? How many of them people come up in that church under the mother's board? How many people come up in that church under the deacon's board? You not about to get a lot of votes in your favor for whatever you trying to do, unless you got some new scattered ass in there, and that's the
They were
reason
trying to
that you
whoop
got the
his
power
ass,
for the
boy.
vote.
That boy called them people. He said it goes on to say that the defendants verbally threatened and assaulted the pastor, the first lady, and other members of the church. Thompson filed a statement to the church's lawyer saying she had no involvement in that altercation. That lady said she had nothing to do with that. They all the preachers that all the preachers that have been here and gone, if you get in touch with them, they will tell you that I have been a faithful warrior. Nothing but welcome, greeting, and guests as they come in. They pressed
So you
the
look
whistle
at
in
it.
his He said he ain't want. Yeah, he ain't want to talk. So
So when
what
you
his
look at
wait? How he? Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead. What you about to say? Go ahead.
I'm telling you how it's gonna go. That new preacher brought his family and put them. He's trying to get
Yeah, I
his
get that
family to
part.
take
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
position
I
of
see.
power.
Yeah, I see that.
The the
I get that
first
part.
lady and several
Right.
other members of the church. The several other members of the church that they talk about is his people. They ain't talking about nobody else. The first lady and several other members of the church, that's all his people. So what he trying to do is change the power dynamic to where all of the money that come in through the church go to him and his people.
Yeah, Thompson said they're gonna have a little meeting, Pete. She said we gonna vote all their ass out. That what she said, bro. So
No, no. Thompson is the dude that's the pastor. See what I'm saying? They
no,
can't
man.
do,
Allie Thompson is the
yeah.
lady.
Or so who they voting out?
That's what I'm telling you. The congregation vote on that. You could do all that, huh? Can't you do that in the church?
It's got to be the congregation as well as the board. See, he can't just come in there throwing people off the
That's
board. They
what I'm
got to be
telling you,
voted
Pete.
on, right?
That's what she's saying.
So,
She's saying they're gonna have one. She said they're gonna have them.
so
They're gonna have a vote, and they're gonna vote. They're gonna vote them out.
well, if they vote him out, they gotta have somebody gotta take over the pulpit, and the only people to take over the pulpit after that gonna be the deacon. And the oldest deacon in the
She
church is
got a
old girl
problem with
husband.
that.
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
she
Because
got a problem with that. Yeah, her
if they
name
get rid of pastor, if they
yeah,
get rid of
that's Miss
pastor,
Thompson,
that's it.
Allie Thompson. Pete, yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
She said
If
they
they
gonna
get
have a
him out,
vote, nigga. She ain't playing.
yeah, you know, I'm
Thompson
telling you,
said
if they
Thompson
get him
said there
out,
will be a church meeting one Sunday later in July to officially vote them all out. So she's speaking of the pastor and all his little hooligans you talking about, plus the first
yeah,
lady. She's looking at them like they're trying to paint them,
right,
but they really got
okay.
their ass whooped. The pastor and them people. And that lady said I ain't had nothing to do with that goddamn altercation. He not even talking to
Right.
my husband,
About
and
nothing.
he's a deacon, and he's a, so yeah. He done totally just not just like I said, trying to excommunicate these people at the
And
same
he
time.
can't.
But I was confused about the first part because I thought it was the other way around. But it still remains the same. I still think that's some shady shit. Like after
It
10
it
years
is.
and all that, like
Say, bro, you
nah,
don't know how many
that shit
times I
fishy as
done.
fuck.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. I understand people's sentiment about not wanting to go to church, right? Because church is where you are. You are the as most people would say, you are the temple. So I get it, bro. You don't know how many times I done sat in a church and watched flaky shit happen. And I'm talking about as a child. I done seen some flaky shit happen in the church, and I'm like, wait, hold up. It didn't dawn on me that this was possibly being a hostile takeover, especially knowing that both of my uncles was on the deacon board, my grandmother's on the mother board, my sister's in the choir, and my mama one of the ushers. And I'm looking at how these people acting in the church, man. Boy, no, indeed, no. My people got me the fuck up out of there. And to go from church to church to church. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, after 13 years old, going into 14, 15, I hadn't been to church in almost 20 years because of flaky shit I kept seeing in every church I went to. And I'm talking about it be stupid shit, bro. And the stupid shit turned into something else. And it turned into something else after that. It turned into something else after that. I just like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I feel
Yeah,
down and out, I'm gonna just read my Bible.
people do say that you're not supposed to be really paying attention to that, paying attention to this when you in there. But you gotta realize, like, once you become that, they want you to be like a part of the family. You're tying yourself into them, not only spiritually but financially as well. And you putting in
Hmm.
time. You putting in real physical time going there to what I'm saying, to really get that time back. You want the love back. You want to receive that, and a lot of people don't
Don't get
realize,
it.
bro. Yeah, that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, and it drains people. And when people feel drained, they usually get the fuck or they explode in the goddamn church.
What up, butterfly Kiki? Bro, I'm telling you,
What up, girl? Butterfly Kiki.
that shit just gets
AP,
awful, bro, and it gets bad. It just
and that's
it,
it.
it's it, I'm telling you, bro. I pray for them, bro. I hope them ladies and the other members get they due justice. You know what I'm saying? Because for a pastor to lay up there and try to exert power like that without understanding that literally you're just a pastor. You don't have that kind of power to come in and make them kind of decisions, knowing that all of this decision making has to go through the board of the church. Now, the only way I can see you doing that is if you dismantle the board, which you can't dismantle the board. The board got to decide to dismantle itself, which means they got to appoint who they want to take their spot. You see what I'm saying? They have to appoint them people. Listen, I appoint Sister Shirley. Sister Shirley's been a faithful follower of the Lord for the last 45 years. Shit like that. She's been faithfully coming to service, doing this. That's the way that goes, as far as I know. You know what I'm saying? Who's been a strong leader in the church community? Who's been making sure when things start falling apart that they put their foot down and try to pull everything back together. You know what I'm saying? Them the people that wind up um get everything together. You know what I'm saying? But a pastor, you new to this church, you ain't just coming in there, oh, well, since my wife is the first lady, no, it don't go like that. That shit don't go like that. But yeah, man. I just I
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
bro.
pray everything work out for 'em, man.
That's what's up. About to jump right into these Epstein files, bruh. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
cuz? Oh, cuz in the building. Butterfly Kiki. What's up, cuz? Good to see you in the building. Appreciate you. Yeah, you been working? Yeah, hey, bro. Yeah, bro. Get it in, bro. Fuck what we be talking about, man. Get that work in, man. You can always watch us anytime. We gonna be on this motherfucker. Just plug in that YouTube. You already know. Good to see you though, cuz. But yeah, Epstein files, P. They saying the shit don't exist. They getting on Trump ass. MAGA don't like them no more. They saying they ain't
MAGA
released
don't
the
like the
files
fact that they
never
lying.
exist. What is going on, P? It's all kind of shit. The Democrats that made the shit up. What the fuck? Reverse conspiracy theories on people. What the fuck is going on, P? So we about to get into this shit, bro.
All
Yeah,
right.
bro. I
Let's
just want to,
let's get you dialed up right quick.
hey, man, right quick, bro. Just get me out the way, bro. This shit is crazy, man.
All right.
Following the DOJ's announcement, there is no evidence Jeffrey Epstein kept a client list or was murdered. The announcement coming after months of hints that new information was going to be released. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris joining us. So a lot to unpack here clearly, but let's start with Attorney General Pam Bondi now facing mounting scrutiny.
And some even calling for her resignation, Didi. For months, Bondi promised the release of documents on Epstein, including a supposed client list she once implied was actually sitting on her desk. But the recent DOJ memo undercut those statements, now fueling outrage. During Tuesday's cabinet meeting, Bondi fielding more questions about the memo, including being asked whether or not Epstein was an intelligence asset.
To him being an agent I have no knowledge about that.
While Epstein conspiracies have run rampant for a while and his connection to the most powerful men and women are well known, his link to being an agent has been brought up before. In 2008, then U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta gave Epstein a sweetheart deal for a worldwide sex trafficking scandal. In 2019, while serving in the Trump administration, Acosta was asked about Epstein being an intelligence asset after the DOJ released a report on that investigation.
I would hesitate to take this reporting as fact.
Rumors and intrigue also continue to swirl due to conflicting CCTV information. In 2020, U.S. prosecutors said jail footage was destroyed by accident. But on Monday, the DOJ and FBI released a 10-hour video recorded outside Epstein's cell door to prove his death was a suicide, but timestamps skipped from 11:58 to midnight.
The evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide.
In response to the memo, several MAGA loyalists, including Laura Loomer, now calling for Bondi to resign. Writing in part on X, the American people in MAGA base will not tolerate being lied to. Conservative podcast host and Trump supporter Megyn Kelly also slammed for handling up the Epstein files, saying her days are numbered.
So she's either lazy and incompetent, or she willingly humiliated some of the president's most loyal supporters.
Now, the memo is also likely to generate even more outrage from those who claimed Epstein's high-profile associates could be implicated in his crimes. The DOJ and FBI announcing no further charges are expected. Reporting for the National News Desk.
They got a mole in their camp. What's going on over there in the walls over there?
So definitely going back to 2008, which was a very prolific year for Epstein, right? Because that's when the hammer really fell on his ass, right? How is it possible that you, the then Attorney General for the United States, offer this man a sweetheart deal, right? To give up information on a worldwide sex trafficking organization. He gets convicted, goes to prison, and not even 1 month in, kills himself, allegedly. Oh, we can't find the video footage. It got destroyed by accident. Nobody destroys anything by accident.
That what they say?
That's what they say, allegedly.
New
But
York
then
Times,
you turn
y'all.
around. Then you turn around and tell us, the people who were alive and watching the news back then, when Epstein went to prison, tell us now that there was no such thing and that he offed himself. But then it gets even worse with a slap in the face and throwing salt in the wound and say, oh yeah, here's the 10-hour footage of the night he supposedly killed himself. Or should I say unalived himself, right?
They say they got like a minute and something.
Skip.
Yeah.
Then it skipped from 11:58 to 12 p. You know.
Yeah.
Why would it skip? So
Why
how do
even
we know
show it?
that? No, first of all, why you didn't have this said evidence back then when the people was asking, well, where's the footage of him killing himself? How did he do it? Okay, so you saying there's 10-hour footage of that, why we don't see nobody going in and get the body out of it? I'm just saying, you know, I'm just asking a question. So when we think about these types of situations, like I say, us the people who were alive, not in a coma, not in a mental facility, knew that that man did not unalive himself. Now y'all telling us he did, and here's the footage to prove it. It sounds like cover up, because I can't believe the Attorney General back then, who prosecuting him on these charges, saying, I would be hesitant to believe that these are actual facts. But you the same man that went up for the prosecution and convicted the man on the street. So what the fuck are you talking about? So you saying that there was no evidence back then? You see what I'm saying? Look
It
at
couldn't have
how
been.
all this
Did you see them booklets
is.
they held up? They held up the big old booklets like they had a big ass SAT pamphlet. You know, like they. It was a big ass. It was pages. Like what was all those pages of stuff that they was holding up
Bruh,
like that when he came
this
out the White House
is
saying this is the Epstein stuff right here. This the files. This the list
exactly.
of the people. I
So
remember all that. So I'm glad you gave
so
a good
so now
breakdown
they
of what's
say
going on. But like
so
just
now they
like
saying that that shit ain't real. So who
that's what I'm
lying
trying
to
to
us?
tell you. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like they
Because the
said
thing
none of that
is,
shit happened.
either
We in a
either
Mandela
the
effect, nigga.
either the Democratic Party lying to us or the Republican Party lying to us, or being lied to by both parties. Because it happened under Barack
That's what I'm
Obama
telling you.
and it
Trump
also
saying it ain't
happened
happened
under the
either.
Trump administration.
Trump
So
said that shit
who's
ain't. He
lying?
said that shit. He said, nah, bro, that shit ain't.
That's crazy as fuck that you come
Bro,
out
this
the
is
court
insane, bro.
with a stack of fucking paper saying that these are the files. Here are the files. Here are the files. We got the files right here. But then turn around and say, oh, that shit ain't real. The fuck you trying to do here? Why you playing with people intelligent? And then for you to play with my intelligence, like I don't know what the fuck I thought you doing, is only showing me that my faith in our government is null and void. Like, why should I believe any one of y'all now? The Democrats is lying to keep their ass out of the fire. Then they pass the torch on to the next president, which is a Republican,
See,
and
I
he's
told
lying to
y'all.
keep his ass out of the fire. He lying to keep his ass out the fire. It's crazy. That shit real wild, bro.
Hold on. Over. Epstein. Okay. Let me see what ABC talking about. This was 4 hours ago. Four hours ago, Pete. Hold on, let me see if I can. There you go. Why is it facing the right way? Or is it backwards? I'm about to read some of that. On Friday, the Department of Justice filed court papers to try to unseal grand jury records pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, New York's criminal case, following an uproar over the releasing investigative files related to the disgraced financier. The filing in Manhattan federal court requested the release of grand jury transcripts associated with the above referenced indictment and said that Epstein's case, as well as that of his convicted associate Ghislaine Maxwell, were a matter of public interest. The move comes after Trump requested Thursday night that Attorney General Pam Bondi request any pertinent grand jury testimony related to the case. The release of any grand jury materials which are secret would be subject to a legal process and the approval of a federal judge in the Southern District of New York, where Epstein was charged before he died by suicide in 2019. A judge would likely consider the impact
Allegedly.
of the release on victims. Wait, a judge would likely consider the impact of the release on the victims, which courts have gone to great lengths to protect. Okay, so they're admitting there are victims, Pete, and there is a case, there is files, there are these things that they don't want to release, and Trump is saying you bet not release it, or I will do a legal process on your ass for this shit. That would sound like. That's what it sound like to me. Um, the judge would likely
Now, don't
consider
that
the
sound
impact of the
suspicious
released
though?
victims, which courts have gone. Oh yeah, courts have gone to great lengths to protect, as well as any parties who may be implicated in the case and want the information to remain a secret. But why? Like, what's in there that we need to keep a secret? Is it something that's going to crumble everything? Like, who's in there? Or what's in there? Or what is it?
It will dismantle the entire
Mm,
power structure.
okay. Okay. Crucially, the 2019 case pertains to allegations against Epstein and his alleged sex crimes, not the broader questions posed by many of Trump's supporters about who else, if anyone, might have been involved. The DOJ and the FBI have numerous other unclassified records in the case that they said they will not disclose, Peter, despite vowing in February to release the remaining documents upon review and redaction to protect the identities of Epstein victims. So they's telling you that but they reneged on what they was trying to do, what they told us they was gonna do, and then they said y'all don't have to worry about the victim thing because basically we gonna take care of that. We gonna redact them, but the people gotta be exposed, or we gotta do this a certain type of way. And they went totally against that. Okay. An evidence list released in February offers a roadmap to some of these unreleased records, including records to Epstein's private island, as well
Hmm.
as wiretaps as wiretap records for Maxwell. Maxwell was wiretap. They caught it with the bugs. Earlier this month, the DOJ and the FBI released a memo stating no further records in the case would be released, saying much of the material is subject to court order sealings. See that? Court order sealings. Court order sealings. And that the agencies will not permit the release of child pornography or sensitive details pertaining to the victim.
Now,
Oh,
again,
that boy was doing some shit, boy, on that island, boy. The agencies found no evidence that Epstein kept a client list. See, here go the now I think this now here. See, my whole brain just fired it just now. When you just gave me all that information and said you got this sealed, but y'all don't want to release it. You got that. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, but we ain't gonna show the child, them children and all that, the victims. Blah, 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 boom, blah, blah, boom. That's what they just told me. And then gonna say the agencies found no evidence that Epstein kept a client list. See, my whole brain just fired it. That bit went like, what is going on? The agency found no evidence that Epstein kept a client list of associates or that he blackmailed any prominent individuals and concluded no investigation into uncharged third party was warranted. The brief
sound like
memo put
bullshit to
out
me.
by the DOJ and the FBI stoked furor among Trump's die-hard supporters after years of prominent right-wing figures. That's how they wrote it, put too. That's crazy work. Pushing accusations about Epstein and the deep state that's protecting elites. Trump's since sought various ways to put out the political firestorm, coming to Bondi's defense while also saying she should release what she deems credible.
Sound like protection to me.
In Trump's call for Bondi to produce the grand jury testimony, he said it was a scam perpetuated by the Democrats, Pete, and that it should end right now. This is a shift from his previous statement of calling the Epstein files a hoax. This is a shift from his previous statement of calling the Epstein files a hoax. And those Republican supporters who are questioning his administration handling of it as stupid and foolish, P. So the people who rocking with me going along with this bullshit with Epstein and them, they stupid and they foolish. Trump, in a phone interview with Just the News on Real America's Voice on Wednesday, alleged, without providing evidence, that Democrats and former officials doctored files relating to the disgraced financier and convicted sex offender. The comments came when Trump was asked if he wanted one prosecutor to look into the board subject of political prosecution. Well, I think it's in the case of Epstein, they've already looked at it and they are looking at it. And I think all they have to do is put out anything credible, Trump said. But that was that was ran by the Biden administration for 4 years. I can imagine what they put into files just like they did with the others. I mean, the Steele dossier was a total fake, right? It took 2 years to figure out for the people, and all of the things that you mentioned were fake. So I would imagine if they were ran if they were ran by Chris, they wrote this kind of wrong too. They got some. Let's see if I run by Chris Ray, and they were ran by Comey, and because it was actually even before the administration, they've been running these files, and so much of the things that we found were fake with me. Despite Trump's claim that the Democrats put things in the files, many documents relating to Epstein include those that mention Trump, and several prominent Democrats have been public for years, P-Dot. So basically, no special prosecutor. And they're going into that, but I don't really want to dig too much into that. I'll probably save something for Sunday. And I'm saying with this, but yeah, for him to say that they're putting stuff in there and adding on to it, it still doesn't take from the fact that, like they say at the end, you and prominent people are on video and at parties and all kind of shit with this man. So that part right there, and them also having files and him also going to jail, him and his associate guys being Maxwell, you can't act like they not locked up neither. Like they locked up. Like what? Well, as well, one minus one because
Right.
he allegedly killed himself.
Allegedly.
Yeah, with his breathing machine or something. I don't know what they were talking about, but then they showed the video of the back of something. I don't know what that video was of, Pete, of the door. Like, what are we doing? And then you showed that, knowing they got them brainiacs online that could just break that shit
Decipher
down.
that shit.
Yeah, decipher the shit out of that motherfucker. You took out a minute of the fucking film that showed the regular person nothing. Like, we didn't know what the fuck we were looking at. So let's keep it real, man. Something is definitely being hid. Now I'm curious to know what it actually is. Me, P. Dot, I'm still here not to blame who is who, because like I've been telling y'all, it's the left and the right wing, same goddamn bird. And things get put into place and for business and things, you know, happen like this, bruh. And I'm very interested to see how all this plays out. That's all I
I
got.
just gotta say this to know that y'all doing all that just to turn around and say, oh, well, they ain't really got no file. Oh, they ain't got no evidence that support that. So why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? Why was the deal offered to her to, okay, you get to go to this federal prison, right? You gotta turn over the evidence. You got this much time to turn over the evidence, which we still don't know if she ever turned the shit over. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
how y'all
children
keep
are
saying it?
involved. FBI, DOJ say they do have files of the stuff. Well, remember, they was telling you that their reason is because it's so sensitive to, the child
We
corn
not
and all that type of
listen.
stuff. So
We not
that's their
asking
excuse
for
they're
none of that.
using.
What we're asking for is the names of the people who were involved in the child porn, the child trafficking, the
If
child
even if they don't want to
exploitation.
tell us, I would rather see indictments just start popping up. Like, let's get these indictments rolling. Y'all been keeping it for a secret for a little minute. I noticed it's good. They did a lot of secret arrests too. A lot of CEOs and stuff was stepping down too at this time too.
Yup.
So it wasn't like the people wasn't seeing things if they was actually paying attention. I think this stirred up too because MAGA and them showing their ass on their ignorant shit basically. They don't have nobody to fight with now, and it's that shit then died down. So now they sitting in their house wondering what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Instead of paying attention to what they was actually supposed to be paying attention to. It's the same way we get duped on our end, when our so-called black leaders, we find out that they scam artists or they done did some stuff that we thought was the right thing to be behind, and come to find out that it was somebody else pulling the strings, or it was a white man that was behind him pulling strings and stuff like that. Just giving the example on both ends, I think, where you could look from uh the person that's playing the president, or the person like that's playing the leader, and the people too, because the people are at fault too when you think about a lot of this stuff. And that's what I mean by the MAGA situation. If
Right.
y'all can't be just concerned with what y'all want to be concerned with, you see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you don't hear nothing about it no more. Your your leader telling you, oh man,
I ain't
man, the
fucking with
people, man, that's some Democrats, motherfuckers doing that shit, man. They done added all kind of shit into that. They did, them jurors did, but if she gonna put out some shit, she could put some credible shit out, because they do got the thing coming up. But man, a lot of that shit, man, them motherfuckers is doing that shit. So you like, nah, fuck that. Where they at? Like y'all done turned on the Trumpster. I can't believe
it.
it, P. See, this world is something else, boy. You never know how it's gonna turn now.
But
Who would
see,
have told a
I
nigga from Black Lives Matter that MAGA supporters would have been going against Trump? Is these real MAGA supporters? Is this just another fling that the news is
what they
putting out
call them
too? Because they do the
Trump
same thing with
thumpers.
the Democrat. They did the same thing with the Black Lives Matter thing. It's crazy work. Like
Yeah.
people that's rich, they play poor. People that's poor, they play rich. You ever notice that?
Yep.
Oh man. Oh
Playing
man.
both, playing the part, right?
Yeah, bro.
So I'm gonna
That's what
just
I'm saying. People playing pause piece. So I don't want to get caught up into too much. Who doing this and who doing that. Man, I ran into the man in the store today, Pete. Uh, older guy. You know what I'm saying? Uh, First thing came out of his mouth after he spoke to me. How you doing, brother? I said, how you doing, Chief? What's going on? I be on my chief shit, especially the elders. You know what I'm saying? I call them Chief.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Chief? You know. He said, "Oh man, they life, man. It's life. You got the T, you got the T running things, man. Yeah, that boy Trump." I said, "Man, damn." But in the back of my head, I'm like, man. In the back of my head, I'm like, man, this man live rent free in people's head, Peter. P ain't no way, bro. Ain't nobody got that much control over me, bro. Like, where I can't even speak to the next man
Without him
with sympathy,
going into some,
without you
going
getting
into the Trump thumping.
I'm like, what the? That boy said,
Bro.
I said, bro, you just said it's about life, bro. That mean it ain't just him. No, it's him. I'm walking out the stove. It's him. See?
Bro, I got a neighbor of mine, bro. Matter of fact, it was two neighbors. And they such diehard Democrats that when we were having a discussion one day and they mentioned something, and it was like, yeah, because Barack Obama did this and that. I said, what specifically did Barack Obama do for people of color? Or you one of them? What that's supposed to mean? You one of them? You're a Republican. And if I am one of it, I ask you a very specific question. What, in general, did Barack Obama do for people of color? And the answer was, oh, he gave us a stimulus. He gave everybody a stimulus. He gave you the less of it, though. Right? Not Trump getting in office. And my neighbors called me a Trump thumper one day. I said, that has to be the most ridiculous thing you could ever tell somebody. You a Trump thumper because I disagree with you on a Democratic view. That don't make me a Democrat. That don't make me a Republican. That just means I disagree with you because of something you're saying. That's a good thing that came up about the Democratic Party. And it makes absolutely no sense for you to say that that's a good thing. But yeah, man. So I just hate the fact that we can't get anywhere without people having these types of feelings and sentiments in your mind. So I tell you what, let me see what I got for y'all. 'Cause I know I got coming up like quick. Oh yes. Now I want y'all to think back. Like the video Silent just played, this video came from 2008, where they were talking about, all of the stuff that happened with Jeffrey Epstein as far back as 2008 under the Barack Obama administration. So I wind up finding something that popped up literally talking about Trump and Epstein together. And if you're having trouble seeing it, let me know. I'll pause it so you can read it as best you can. But let me know what you're thinking so far. Check this out. And I'm sorry if the audio isn't playing. What you're seeing on screen is actual court documentation showing that Trump, as well as Jeffrey Epstein, were brought to trial for actual raping of a then at the time 13-year-old girl. Um, I couldn't get it to blow up as much as I needed to blow up, but this is what actually happened. This is what's on file. Just like they keep saying, it's a hoax, it's a hoax, it's a hoax. This is what's on file. This is actual in the New York court case. So not only was it one girl, it was another girl that this happened to before her. And she came up missing. And this was, like I said, y'all, this is Trump and Jeffrey Epstein being on trial for this.
Both of them on trial for the same case.
Yeah. This was the
He was
case
a
of a
client. His
13-year-old.
name. He was a client.
Yeah, this was the case of a 13-year-old girl who was sexually raped by Donald Trump while at Jeffrey Epstein's estate up there in New York somewhere.
Oh.
Now, you know, it's all a hoax, but this is actual court documentation that I had playing at the beginning that showed what was said and, you know, the allegations and the charges and stuff like that. And this is them giving us the breakdown of what was said by, you know, what was said after the fact. I don't know what happened to the audio on it, but they did have an audio to it, but I don't think it played. But it's a good thing they played because it was nothing but music. But nah, let me see. Wait. I needed to pause. Oh, there we go. If y'all can see, doesn't that young girl on the right look like his daughter?
Man, she looked too. I don't know what his daughter looked like. She looked too damn young. Period, bro.
His daughter is the one on the left. The picture of him and the people in the background, that's the picture of his daughter. The girl on the right is the one that was assaulted.
Wow, she looked too young. Period, round. She looked.
They
too
both
young,
around the same
bro.
age at this point, look like. You see what I'm saying? But you know, what they're saying is the infatuation that this man might have with his daughter might be very, very
Yeah, I
real.
heard.
You know, he give his daughter a lot of freaking power to say that's his daughter. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put my daughter in jeopardy
Boy,
like that.
freak ass.
Mm-hmm.
That weird. David Stern? No, that ain't his name.
Howard Stern.
Yeah, Howard, nigga. He was in there joking about that shit, man. Playing them games like that. Yeah.
But think about it. Howard Stern was one of the people who had people giving him very descriptive inside information about a lot of that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I can't see it happening no other way. Somebody definitely was giving this man inside information. And it's weird how his show got canceled after a while for exposing shit. Okay, it went back to the beginning. This is one of the court documents. I was trying to blow it up so everybody could see it, but it pixelated out. But yeah, man. So that's one of the things. Like, let me go ahead and get that down.
Yeah, that's fishy. You gotta put that in the bowl. Put that in the bowl.
Put that in the bowl, because that's one of the
Yeah,
fishy things.
that
Yeah. Oh, I used to stay on Sesame Street with Bert and Ernie was out there fishing in that boat. Yeah, fishy, 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 fishy. All right, let me see. I got some more videos for y'all. Let me
what is
see. Wait.
going on, people? What is going on? Is this all popping up right after the Diddy thing? Is this a coincidence
Ain't
to
that
you, or do
weird?
you
Like,
seem like there's something more to this coming right out of the Diddy thing?
I think there's more to it than what we're being told. And the Diddy thing was not just a distraction; it was the precursor to the events that are soon to unfold. So, listen, I'm gonna jump into this next video, man. Listen to the question that this lady asked, and tell me what y'all think.
The Department of Justice did, and I would defer you to them. Dasha.
Has the White House been directly in touch with some of the MAGA influencers that are still not satisfied with the administration's handling? And has the message to them been similar to what the president has said, which is sort of either let this go or we don't need your support?
Well, look, the president and this team are always in contact with the president's supporters, with voices of many kinds on both sides of the aisle. I think that's part of the reason this president is a great president, because he's willing to listen.
Really, really, we're gonna go with that, right? That's the line we're gonna go with. So, watch how she gets deflective. Oh, come on. Watch how she deflects when answering the question further.
About the Epstein files and the president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax. Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax is the hoax part?
The president is referring to the fact that Democrats have now seized on this, as if they ever wanted transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is an
So, we're gonna, and I keep telling people this, I've been saying this for a great many years. Pay attention to how the current president blames the former president for stuff that was happening before he got in office and while the stuff was, because think about it, all of this was still going on while Trump was in office the first time. So you can't just say it's the Democrats, because it happened under your watch too, brother. You see what I'm saying? So I want people to take notice to that the current president always blames the former president. But how do you share the blame even when it happened under your first 4 years?
asinine suggestion for any Democrat to make. The Democrats had control of this building, the White House, for 4 years, and they didn't do a dang thing when it came to transparency in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his heinous crimes. It was this president who directed the Department of Justice and the Attorney General to do an exhaustive review of all files related to Jeffrey Epstein, which they did. The Attorney General and the FBI, led by Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, these are great patriots, some of the most trusted voices in the Republican Party movement. It's part of the reason the president appointed them to these high law enforcement positions. And they spent many months going through all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein, and they concluded what they found in that memo, which they drafted and they released. And so the president has been transparent. He has followed through on his promises to the American people, but he doesn't like to see Democrats and the mainstream media covering this like it's the biggest story that the American people care about.
What is stopping the administration from just redacting any sensitive information, grand jury information, and putting out what is appropriate so that the American people can decide and then let this story die?
Well, in terms of redactions or grand jury seals, those are questions for the Department of Justice. Those are also questions for the judges who have that information under a seal, and that would have to be...
I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yep, that's what I was reading earlier.
I don't
they
believe
sticking to their
that.
guns, P. They sticking to their
That
guns.
is the biggest crock of bullshit I've ever heard. So you telling me you, the president, can't redact the names of the victim and keep the charges, what the allegations were, and who the perpetrators were unredacted.
Yeah,
You see
he's
what I'm
saying that's
saying?
not. They saying that's not his. They saying that's not his job. So they looking for him to
So
do something. My whole thing would be he could name bomb a lot of this stuff. Like when he was running on his campaign and stuff like that. He talked about how Hillary and them was doing this, and Joe Biden's son did this. You could be saying, well, Epstein did this and blah 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 blah. Like he's not even name dropping a lot of stuff, and I think that's the most weirdest part. I think to his MAGA followers and them actually looking at this and saying, well, why are you in contact with them and stuff like that? Like it's a little weird too at the same time, as if uh like he owed him something. Like that's crazy, P, like to do
the
this. It's
other
like
the
a
other thing is
reversal.
this. So I could declassify as president. I could declassify information that was classified before I became president, which ultimately had to deal with the DOJ, right? The FBI, and all that. I could declassify all that. But you telling me I can't say or put out that these court transcriptions or these documents that are classified now, I can't declassify that because that has to go through the DOJ and the judges that place the seal on these files.
Yeah, they wanted that. I think that's the people saying they want it public, and they're
It's
saying they're
public
not
knowledge.
making it public now. Yeah, they're
Right.
not doing it.
It's
So
supposed to be public knowledge. So that shows that
I think
the
that's what
same
people
people
want. I
who
don't
took
think it actually go like that though. I don't think it actually go like that though. Because before, remember how long they was holding alien files and all that, P, before he's actually let that go. Like they've been doing this same little tactic for a little
that,
minute, bro.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, it is social media makes every all this information quicker. So now people want, faster results, fee. And we
I mean, you are giving us the access to have faster results, so why not give it?
I'm not blaming nobody. I'm just saying that this is how it's going. Like, and for people to really have a problem with it, they have to change about how this shit is really ran. Then, like, you can't bark up at the owner now. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't get your kibbles and bitch, you eating, nigga. I think that's how they look at it. Once you treat yourself like the dog, you see what I'm saying?
Nigga, you
This
with
is
the kibbles and
you.
bits, I ain't
you
gonna.
you treated yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? You come on, man. Like people gotta stop doing it to themselves, bro, and then looking up for these people to, have the best interest at heart. It hasn't been working for us. MAGA, what make you think it's gonna work for you?
Work for you, right?
This is a business. This is how that shit go. And a lot of times people get used for shit. Nah.
Hell yeah.
However, and is up to y'all. However, y'all won't play it, MAGA, bro. That man say he keeping in contact with y'all, man. Y'all keep bringing me up with this shit, man. Y'all got these people looking at me crazy. Uh, uh, Israel and them playing with me, all kind of stuff. Hey, bro, this is this is who y'all chose with this shit. I try to stay
Right.
out of a lot of that stuff. Like I said, P, I just like to, you know, let go
Watch
handle
the
it.
shit show.
Really, bro, and watch the show, bro. Yeah, get my little popcorn, bro, because a lot of this stuff people don't understand that it's a bigger plan between us, and the more, you know, they don't really listen to what's going on. I think the more of the misinformation is easier to put into whatever's going on. Like it's way easier to keep lying to people if people are constantly not getting the story right, misunderstanding, or
Right.
just waiting for clickbaits and waiting for the next viral thing to say, oh, you heard what he said? Like, a person could have a 10-minute conversation about how they feel about something. They'll take a 2-minute clip of what somebody said and turn it into a whole nother story, P. And they do this shit all the time online, bro. So
with great precision.
We know what we've been dealing with when it comes to the Epstein thing. Remember the Ghislaine Maxwell? We went through all her files.
As much
We went through
as
her
much as
files. We went through Epstein paperwork. We watched the cameras. I'm talking about when the FBI got the cameras and all that, where they got the cameras from, what houses they got it from, how he was getting the women and all that. All that was released, when it came to that. Somebody is concentrating on, well, where the flight logs at? Come on and bring, like, y'all like what
flight
is it
logs
about?
only tell a part of the story. They
And
just
that's what I'm
tell that
saying
somebody
too,
took a
P.
flight
Like,
there.
that's
Where's the
weird to me.
so-called
Thank you.
video?
That's weird to me.
Where's the
That's the weird
so-called
part,
video
Mega.
of the actual Epstein party
Mega,
where he
if
was
I could tell y'all
eating?
anything, that's the weird part to me. Like, what y'all focused on that. Like, remember, this was
Y'all worried
about
about some fucking flight
sex
logs.
trafficking, like stopping these people from
Organ
controlling the
harvesting,
system, organ
adrenochrome.
harvesting, yeah, man, all kind of stuff that these corporations and businesses are invested into through black market systems that's doing all this shit, man. That was the whole thing, to stop all this type of stuff, Then it just became about Epstein, then so there is a a slant that has been put into a lot of this stuff, P. And I'm still looking left, even though they want us to look right now, I'm still looking left, bro. And I'm peeping them out, bro, just a little bit. So I'm gonna stay tuned, bro, because I
What they call that?
I know there's more to come.
They call that the vision of a horse. A horse could see not just in front of them. Them bitches could see all the way behind them. Your eyes that goddamn big. That's how keep your eyes wide open. Fuck. These bitches play too much. But let me go ahead and finish this video and I'm gonna get to the next one right quick.
Be requested and a judge would have to approve it. That's out of the president's control. He has said, in agreement with some of the leaders on Capitol Hill, that if the Attorney General and the Department of Justice come across any other criminal, they should provide that to the American people. The president has said that, and he agrees with them on that.
Fire Maureen Comey.
The Department of Justice did, and I would defer you to them. Dasha.
Has the White House been directly in touch with some of the MAGA influencers that are...
That was the other lady. I played her first because I wanted y'all to hear her question. But she went to deflecting from the very first chance she got. Like, oh no, the president had it. But again, it's not about him saying that we need these people to put this type of information out there. Just put the information out there and let the people decide what is what. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be going through no judge. It ain't gotta be going through no goddamn, it ain't gotta go through none of them people. Just put the information out there. Put the information out there. That's all the people want. Put the files out there. Just put it out there. Just like how y'all the Trump supporters all want that same information. Like, it's not that complicated to just say, you know what? This is what the people want. This is what we're going to make sure they get. By all accounts and purposes, this is the information that's been out there. This is what we know. This is what we have. You see what I'm saying? And let the people decide from there. It's not that fucking complicated. Look how many people are saying the same thing. Look, check this one out. Check this brother out. And you'll know him when you see him.
Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy siding with many of those Republicans as a divide deepens within the party over the Epstein case. Cassidy telling us he believes those files should be released.
But I can tell you, until it gets out there, it's going to be a drip, drip, drip. So whatever you have, put it out there and people will look at it and say, there's nothing here.
You can.
Nah. For Bill Cassidy, who we know is one of the type people that go up against the grain when it comes to doing shit right. For him to say, hey, put it out there, let the people decide. I think that would be the consensus of all people, right? Put the information out there. Y'all sitting up there, y'all have had from 2008 and beyond to comb through hundreds of thousands of pages, countless hours of video, countless hours of audio. You've arrested him, prosecuted him. He unalived himself. You took his partner in crime, prosecuted her, made her a sweet deal to give up the evidence. Then you finally get the evidence. Oh, there's nothing there. You full of shit. Why else would you waste hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars if there's nothing there? That's like telling us there's no such thing as Area 51, but we can't go to that Roswell, New Mexico, where Area 51 is. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying, people? Like, we really got to stop getting in our own head and believing that these people is telling us the fucking truth. They're lying. You wouldn't have did all that shit in 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 if there was nothing there. You went through all that motherfucking shit just to come back in 2025 and say there's nothing supporting that he was actually into what he was accused of. So now whoever his family is has the right to come back and sue the American government because y'all prosecuted an innocent man and caused them to unalive himself or possibly unalived him to keep information that he had from getting out. Go on to the next video for y'all right quick. What is that? That was Cassidy. Here's another one for y'all. Oh, my bad.
Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy siding with...
Wait, wrong one.
With our Major Garrett on the takeout yesterday, and Major asked Mr. Pence about the ongoing controversy over the Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein file.
Now, mind y'all people, Mike Pence, former Vice President of the United States of America, is coming out saying that his former Commander-in-Chief should... Check this out.
Here's some of that conversation.
President Trump said the Jeffrey Epstein matter is a hoax. Last week, his Justice Department said there were more than 1,000 victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Last summer, Trump said he was...
Controversy over the Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Here's some of that conversation.
President Trump said the Jeffrey Epstein matter is a hoax. Last week, his Justice Department said there were more than 1,000 victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Last summer, Trump said he was open to declassifying all the relevant files and the Epstein client list, and that his suicide looked suspicious. How can all those things be true and it be a hoax? I don't understand where things stand with all this.
I think the time has come for the administration to release all of the files regarding Jeffrey Epstein's investigation and prosecution. It's important that we protect the names of the victims. They should be excluded from any disclosure, but whether or not the facts justify charges, I think that anyone who participated or was associated with this despicable man ought to be held up to public scrutiny.
One of the most aggressive
you
investigative
hear this?
reporters in our country. Julie K. Brown was
Listen
on my
what he
show
said
last
now,
night, and
y'all.
she said when the Justice Department last week said 1,000 victims, she said that was a higher number than she was familiar with and indicated to her that there have to be accomplices. Accomplices that some of the victims have named that worked with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And she said, shouldn't there be some inquiry into whether or not those people should be exposed to criminal prosecution?
Well,
Do you agree with that?
I just think we ought to get the facts to the American people. I mean, I've always believed in transparency.
And when the president says it's all a hoax, what is he talking about?
Well, Jeffrey Epstein's prosecution began during the Bush administration. Continued.
He's blaming it on Democrats.
The Obama years.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Jeffrey Epstein's prosecution took place under the Bush administration, which was who? A Republican. Barack Obama came behind. He still was in trial, right? Roaming free, traveling about here and there, but he still was going to trial for this said stuff that's going on now, right? Then came Trump. Then all of a sudden the man winds up dead. Right? Now we turn around and again, the vice president, former vice president, is saying that the files are there. He never said, I believe the former vice president or the current president saying that this is a hoax is true. He didn't say that. He said what? I think it's time to put all the files out there, and any and everybody that has something to do with it, their name should be out there too, except for the victim. This is what we telling y'all. Them files is real. Don't believe them with that. This is a hoax shit.
It's not a hoax.
I know of no reason why this administration, once the victims' names are protected, should not release all the files on Jeffrey Epstein.
Understood.
And you can watch more of Major's conversation with the former vice.
And that was all CBS, y'all. The takeout. What you got, Silent?
The connection. I was just thinking about the connection with the Prince and Victoria's Secret as well. I think that should also be talked about too, because those were one of the ties when we talk about accomplices that
yes,
was involved
Jeffrey Epstein
with this.
Yep.
He was running a lot of this stuff through
Victoria's Secret,
so-called modeling agencies, as well as these travel masseuse businesses. So
yeah,
I remember that. So there, what is being called the hoax is
sounding evidently like it is more than what we're being told. Because remember, even with the collusion of Russia thing, he called that a hoax. And there was definitely some legitimacy with that. But it wasn't like
when he talk, like people don't understand. That's an ignorant motherfucker, man. Like like he ignorant as fuck, bruh. Like people gotta understand that, like
bro, you know what? You said that magic word.
If y'all not looking for, if they're not looking for the files that the people have, they keep telling y'all the DOJ and the judges in them is holding that shit, not him. They the one keep dripping the shit and all that. He telling y'all what he told you, that he had to redact the shit and all that. Of course,
that's fine. That's fine. Protect the
celebrities and all that type of shit. People looking for people like Chris Tucker and all. You see what I'm saying? Like that part could possibly be a hoax. I don't know, Pete, because ain't nobody showed no evidence of that shit. This is the drippings, what they were talking about too. I believe they should put everything out. Go ahead, what the fuck the problem is, on some type shit. But I don't know how they actually run that shit and what is all involved to actually run that shit how you supposed to. So there is a strain of power that the president does hold, and people do have to abide by that too. At the same time, it's all ran together too when it comes to stuff like that. The DOJ, the FBI, y'all have the clearance for things as well, even though it's ran the way it's ran. So I'm like I said, Pete, I don't want to get caught up on it, on him saying it's a hoax. Look, if
Right.
I'm worrying about that, then I'm not worrying about, you know, the victims that y'all trying to detect or the accomplices that y'all trying to drip down to us. Because that's what he said. It's gonna be Cassidy. They just dripping little information here and there, here and there. Just let the shit go. I'm with them with that. At the same time though, Pete, if this is how y'all gonna give it to me, then I'm okay. I'm gonna wait for the drips and still put this shit together. Regardless of how they give us the information, which is fucked up, we gonna get the information, Pete. You know why? Because the shit does exist and they can't take that away from what's going on.
Right. You could fire
Yeah,
up the
you
CERN
could
all
see
you like
all, yeah,
because
you could see Trump said he scratched his ass yesterday and he don't believe Epstein ever existed. Guess what?
we know he did.
We yes, you in the party with the man. You see what I'm saying, Pete?
You got
So
pictures with the man.
like what are we talking about? Like, you know,
We can't keep denying
but like
that
I said, just go
look
back to
is
the
real.
just go by what just go by what you know. Stop listening to too much of the opinions of the news and just listen to how they also contradict themselves. You know, we big on that over here. So a
Exactly.
lot of
Exactly.
times they drip information to you too while they talking about the DOJ and them. All they ass be dripping because a lot of them got a lot to do with a lot of this shit.
Yup.
So let's not get it twisted,
They be
people.
trying
Let's not get it twisted.
what they be saying, they be trying to talk in coded language.
Hey, we
But
going
they
oh I want him to
literally
be the boogeyman this year. No, nah. All y'all all
all
y'all
y'all
on
the
that monster
boogeyman.
shit. Monsters Inc. This you know what
Yup.
I'm saying? Pete is Monsters Inc. in that bitch. What the fuck? That's how y'all running that shit, man. So I will be definitely tuning in, Pete. Straight up.
Telling us about the
I'll
goddamn
be waiting for the
Twilight Zone.
drips.
Fuck. Knowing good and damn well that's how that shit go. But that's all I
Yeah,
had,
bro.
brother. I just
Oh
wanted to
yeah, man. Definitely
get
salute
some of
you,
that
man.
good old information out there so the people could understand that everything that they're saying ultimately leads to another rabbit hole that we just gonna have to dig our way through and understand that these little drips that they're talking about is trickle down information to keep you wanting more. You know
It
what they
is.
say is
Ratings,
always
brother.
leave
It's
them,
sweet, sweet,
always
man.
leave, yeah, always leave them wanting more. You know,
Mhm.
make them keep questioning what's really being said. But all the while, they telling you what's really being said. The files are there. There's more than 1,000 victims. There's been a trial. There's been a conviction. There's been another
Mhm.
conviction. So for them to tell you that this is a hoax or that this isn't possible or that he didn't, no one killed him or none of that, that all has yet to be seen, right? We have to get the right type of people in office in order for the truth to come out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the way this government is set, we're never gonna get people who are about putting the truth out there. So the most
They
you
too
could
busy
do is
fighting each other, bro. They too busy fighting each other, bro. Shit
too
crazy.
busy. That is the ultimate truth. But how do we know that the fight is actually a real fight? Let's pretend we're against
Exactly.
each other
There
while
it is.
we, while we keep them busy thinking we fighting against each other, while we buddy rubbing elbows, smoking cigars, and drinking
Hmm.
good liquor together.
We all on them
This is
hits.
the stuff that
We all
I
got a
don't think
flight vlog, flight log around this mother.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
look,
weird.
we
It's
all
weird.
look. How do we know some of these ladies that's up there in Congress right now wasn't a part of the party? You see what I'm
We know.
saying? Because I don't hear none of them talking out against it. That's weird. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. You got all these ladies sitting up in Congress right now, and not one of them is saying, as a congresswoman, I want the flight log, I want the videotape, I want the audio recordings, I want the video recordings, I want all of that released. I ain't hear not now one of them say that
Yeah,
shit yet.
Jasmine Crockett and them. None of them, huh? Not even.
None of them.
Can Trail anyone know about that? I don't know.
None of them.
She got
And
too much to worry about.
I find that highly weird, bro. You know,
Hey, bro.
we talk about how these people do crazy things and say crazy things, but not one woman that I have yet heard say anything about coming out with the information.
Final thoughts, Pete.
Leave them old people alone, you raggedy bastard. Let them ladies run that church like they've been running that church, and leave them fucking people alone before they wind up thumping your ass with that Bible across the back of your neck.
The deacon already got
Stop
beat up.
leaving your children in the car. Cause I'm telling you like this, people are getting fed up with that shit with these. It's bad enough we got teenagers, grown men, and women coming up missing on a daily basis, right? It's another thing for people to catch you leaving your child in the car because you want to go to the bar. The next time and I'm advocating this. The next time you catch a motherfucker doing some shit like that, going to a bar or going to a club or going to a casino and leaving their children in the car, when they come out, whip their ass on sight. That's P dot right there. Stop leaving them children in the car. That shit ain't cool. This is not the day of when we were children where we could be left in the car. We knew the difference. It get hot in that bitch, let that window down and open that door. These little children strapped in car seats now. They don't know how to do that shit. Fuck. Stop leaving these children in them cars, y'all. Too dangerous a world out here for that. That's my final thought.
Man, yeah, bro, you're right, bro. Man, I can't be leaving them churning in that car, man. That shit is becoming crazy work. How y'all just not giving a fuck about them churn like that, man. Ladies, do you know it has became so bad with y'all with them children in the car? Do you know they have invested our good taxpayer dollars to start having classes to teach y'all how not to leave y'all children in the car? I seen the news article, read the news article, and seen the news video the other day. Yeah. It actually, I don't know how you teach somebody common sense, but you know, you go through the safety guidelines, how hot it is in the car at a certain temperature, you know, how to do all these things, you know, to help y'all. It's a training course you could go take to not leave your child in the car. So now there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Grandma, I feel sorry for you. You know, you being, you know, just trying to be an upstanding person or what you believe to be in this new world we living in. You know, standards and morals and all that it don't hold the same weight as it used to. Versus I'm gonna say narcissism and just favoritism, all kind of isms. You know, the isms is coming first now. I'm gonna say it like that. I don't know if you had something to do with it, but if that was your people, yeah, he should have got his ass whooped for playing with you. Because if I was your grandson or somebody and they in there playing with you like that, oh yeah, we come and spend the motherfucking block on his ass. I don't give a damn what he talking about. You don't send no motherfucking hits on my grandma. Go call no fucking police and all that, man. What is wrong with you? So on that end, I'm gonna leave that alone. I might get a little long with that one, but and definitely I'm gonna be in tune for the Epstein situation. See what's going on with this. They say they trickling and they dripping and let information and stuff like that. But definitely Blunt gonna keep y'all posted on that. Sunday Convo, Epstein files part 2 possibly. If something else pop up, you know what I'm saying, we might just do a little something, but until then, might bring that back up. I am Silent Child 17. This has been another good one.
And T Dot on the spot.
And we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace out, people.